Cider Sun Bowl, huh? All right, Seattle Seahawks and the Panthers, they're great, and they have been playing great. And this is Bryce Young intercepted by Julian Love. Seattle defense, they love that. He returns it, puts them in scoring position, still in the third. And it is Sam Darnold looking for A.J. Barner. He gets in for the 17-yard touchdown. A little slow in the first half. It was 3-3 at the half, and then Seattle just poured it on. They got into their rhythm. Like you're seeing, pass, run, very balanced. That's Zach Charbonnet for the 1-yard TD. And it's the Seattle Seahawks who win this game 27-10, really pulling away in the second half.
And Nate, your team, well, okay, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, yeah, let's get to the highlights of the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. So first quarter's Quinn Ewers. He's in, starting quarterback. He's going to hit Theo Wees Jr., and he takes just 63 yards to the end zone. It's 7-7 at this point. Quinn Ewers, he wasn't done. He is going to find Greg Dulcich for the 11-yard touchdown, just sitting in the pocket, very comfortable. Ewers, 14 for 22, 172, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. And then it's Bradley Chubb. Strip sack on Baker Mayfield. The Dolphins would recover. Baker Mayfield had a rough day, 2 interceptions, and also that fumble, as you see Chubb doing his dance. And it is the Dolphins beating the Buccaneers, who are desperately trying to find some type of rhythm at the end of this season, Matt.
All right, let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture, Nate. And at the top, Seattle with that win and a win next week. They are the 1 seed, and the NFC playoffs go through Seattle. Carolina and Tampa, they're going to meet next week in Tampa for the South. With a tie, in the rare case that there's a tie and not a win in that game, Carolina would get it. But Tampa Bay, they've lost 7 of their last 8 games coming into this. But none of it matters.
No.
You've got one game, one opportunity to go out and get the job done against Carolina. Win and you're in, they'll take those chances.
I get that, but how you are playing does matter
100%.
Going into the postseason. Because, it's December.
Yeah.
You are who you're going to be in the playoffs. You hope to find some type of rhythm before you get into the postseason. And right now, I just don't see it coming out of Tampa.
I don't see it either. I mean, I think we sat there and talked about this morning. You look back those first 2 months, and we're talking about Baker Mayfield as being a candidate for MVP.
Mecca Buka balling.
Yeah, and we're talking about all the walk-offs they had. I mean, they were just walking off one-score games fourth quarter. But these last 4 games, look at this. This is 5 interceptions, 6 touchdowns, 0-4 right now. And quite frankly, on the other side, they're giving up a lot of big plays on defense. Can't get pressure on the quarterback. Can't really stop the run. They are not playing great football. It's interesting to me, just as you sit there and see Todd Bowles. I remember Todd Bowles about 3 weeks ago called out his team.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right now, he's trying to say, we're not that bad. We're okay. I think guys are really trying. So he's trying both approaches right now to try to bring.
First he called him out.
Now it's like, hey, come on, guys, let's try. We can do this thing. I think.
A little positive reinforcement.
You have to try something, and they've won this division 3 straight years, and so it does come down to a 1-game season. That's what it comes down to.
And I think that's the messaging you have to go with because. You've said it. You try and call them out, and you try and get them angry. There's not the response you're looking for. You try and go with the we're pretty. No, I think you go cut and dry, and you say, listen, we got to figure it out one time.
It is what it is at this point.
100%. Has it been ugly? Has it been not what we expect of ourselves? Not to the standard that we hold ourselves to? Absolutely, it hasn't been.
Right.
But we got one chance.
Yep.
We got to go out there, and anything can happen in that game. I'd expect both teams playing. Cutting it loose, whether it's special teams, whether it's trick plays, whether it's different things like that to try and create some momentum. Honestly, we talked about Tyler Shuck before. New Orleans might be playing the best football in the NFC South right now, but they don't have a chance to get in.
Right.
So it doesn't.
You're right. They are. Actually.
It doesn't really make a difference because of what you've done up until this point. But you got to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah. Caution to the wind, but don't be reckless. I think if there's one message that I would just say for Todd to give to his team, if we lose to Carolina, fine. We can't beat ourselves with turnovers. We can't sit there and beat ourselves with
I'm with you on the turnovers.
With the big plays. If we have to go more simple in defense and just get Pelly to rally to the ball, make them earn everything they get. And if we have to punt a few times until we get the running game going, let's get the running game going. Let's take the pressure off of Baker. He made some bad decisions today because I think he tries to do too much.
Yeah.
So I think it's like reel it back. And sometimes you say throw caution to the wind. I'd go back and say if I'm going to go out, let's not go out beating ourselves. Because that's what they're doing right now. They're beating themselves with big.
So how do you change it?
I think you simplify it.
Yes.
And you simplify it. And I think that's the thing. And you take out some of those things, though, the freedom that you gave him before, you reel it back in.
Yeah.
Right now with Baker, I'm reeling it back in. You can extend plays, but just, you know what? A punt may not be the worst thing in the world.
Similar to what McDermott did with Josh Allen.
Yes.
Like, listen, we love it when you put on the cape. We love it when you have faith in yourself, your legs, and your big arm. But just reel it in a little bit.
But the problem is they're not running the ball well.
Yeah.
They're not running the ball
I know.
well. 53 yards rushing today.
Attempts. I know. I agree. But you got to start somewhere.
I know.
I mean, we can't just run it and
Let me
not
come
do
back
it.
to Captain Burleson, as Coach called him earlier,
He is,
to elaborate, if you will, on Seattle, your point.
Yeah.
6 straight wins going into the postseason.
Yeah.
You said who you are going into the postseason is critical. 7-1 on the road.
Come on now.
You guys know them well. Some folks, maybe from a national perspective, they're a beast.
So how much confidence does that give you if you're the Seattle Seahawks, that we're 7-1 on the road, but the road through the playoffs and the NFC might go through us?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. And if you're Seattle, yeah, people might think, well, it was tied at halftime. You're playing against the Panthers. So what?
No.
It's the end of the season. Do not look at the Patriots playing the Jets and think that every game in week 17 and 18 is going to look like that. Right now, it's ugly football for a variety of reasons. One, we all know each other. Every team knows each other. Secondly, there's a lot of injuries, so you're dealing with different combinations of players. And lastly, the weather's different in different places. It's going to muck up each game. So for them to pull out this win and then extend their lead in the second half, that to me shows that this team is mature and Sam Darnold has matured. We talked about it in our show earlier. Listen, can you get through a game and you're in the third and fourth quarter after making some mistakes, not playing your best football, lock in, hit the reset, make adjustments, and then go out there and beat a team you're supposed to beat? Yeah. If you can do that, then you can win ugly games in the playoffs, because that's what every game in the playoffs is going to be tight. It's inevitable. You will make mistakes. You're going to leave some plays out there. You're going to throw an interception. You're going to miss a tackle. But how do those teams bounce back in the second half? It looks like they know how to now.
And they won the shootout last week.
Yeah.
So they won a shootout last week. They won an ugly game this week. This is a team that understands that they can adapt and adjust in a football game and do whatever is necessary. I lean on my offense, I do it. I lean on my defense, I do it. I got maybe one of the best kicking games in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Said it before, maybe the most balanced team.
Lean on the run game, I'll do that. Yeah. Lean on the passing game, I'll do that.
It's all 3 phases, but they have an ability to hit the gas in the middle of the game that other teams that I've watched just don't have. And partly that is because of what they do defensively. It's, DeMarcus Lawrence coming in, forcing the fumble, punching the football out, gives them an opportunity on a short
Get the
field.
ball back to the offense.
Same thing here. We're looking around. Interception. That's great hustle underneath going. Jordan Love with the interception right there. Another short field opportunity. But again, it's just the defense flying around, affecting the quarterback, coming in, making these sacks. They go from a 3-3 game to next thing you know, they've got 27 points on the board, right? And that's it's not just offense.
Yeah.
That's because the defense is putting you in position to be able to do that.
That's a good point.
Look at the third down, too, man. 1 of 11.
1 of 11.
They held Carolina 1 of 11 on third down. So you're not giving them multiple opportunities to go down the field on all of these drives. You're getting them off the field. You're creating turnovers. You're giving your offense short field. You said it. They've got an excellent kicking game, but they have an offense. They've got an offense that's opportunistic when you give them those short fields. Sam Darnold and that crew have made people pay when they have short field opportunities.
They can win on the road. They can win in a dome, and they can win in bad weather, as they proved again today. This team can acclimate to whatever the scenario is, whatever the environment is, and however the game evolves or unloads in front of you, they adapt and they adjust.
Well, they win next week, and they're playing in Seattle, which can be bad weather all the way down through the NFC
I thought you were going to go Dr. Seuss. They can win on the road, they can win in the dome, and if they get the number 1 seed, they can